Well, you may be wondering why I'm wearing water shoes today and I'm walking beside a canal. Well, that's going to come apparent very soon. In fact, more sooner than I think. Right, so before I get into this video, let's bear in mind there's going to be a few hints and tips and tricks in this. So stay tuned, especially if you're interested on getting off the beaten track. So I've come down off the canal and there seems to be a nice beautiful river here. I believe that's coming up to a section where it's going to join the River Leam. So let's see what we can get up to. Right, I found a little spot. Great place to enter the river, but we're going to try this out. Now this is my pack, and inside that Sandmark compression sack is what we're going to be using today. Right, like I said, let's open this compression sack. You can buy these Sandmark compression sacks off their website. I actually don't know if they're fully waterproof, but we may find out today. And this is what's inside. Right, so this is a 2 kilogram pack raft made by Decathlon. Now the straps don't come with it. I've used them just to compress it down and being able to stick it inside that pack. So let's have a look at it. So this did come with a compression sack. I'm taking it out of the compression sack. Compression sack is also a pump sack, so that pump sack would actually blow this up. But what I'm taking that away, I'm going to be using the little FLEXTAIL pump, so that can actually pump this up. I've also taken the compression sack away, which I could stick my backpack in, but it's slightly too small, so I'm going to stick a dry bag around my rucksack and pin it to the craft. Let's get this thing set up. As I go through this, I'll stick the specs up here so you can see the weight, size and dimensions. Little FLEXTAIL pump. This is the ITIWIT Packraft. Right, so bearing in mind, obviously this pack raft is 2 kilograms. So what I shall do in a minute is I'll show you what I've taken out. So I've taken this air seat out and I'll put my own one in there because I like to have something that's for multiple use. So I'll use that in the raft and at my camp. And at this end, the 2 straps that it was rolled up with, they will then secure my pack to the front. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my my drone will go in my little waterproof bag or my little compression sack, which I kind of hope is semi-waterproof. They do have waterproof zips on here, so let's hope that works. And I'll also put my controller in there as well, and probably a bottle of water so it's not rolling around. And my little bottle of water, I'll just leave that all in there so it's not rolling around anywhere. Do the zip up, keep it nice and tight. That's tucked nicely at the front. Stick my sit pad in. Today I'll be using the OneTigris cushion, and it's a perfect size because it fits into the corner. There's my little sit pad to keep my arse nice and clean or nice and warm. It does have a strap that goes with the air mat that does sit there, but like I said, for multiple use I'll be using this at camp as well. I'm just going to use a generic oar. It's been taken off one of my other kayaks, so no need to purchase. Use what you've got. Now when you buy the ITIWIT of Decathlon, I got it at £100 off in the sale, so it cost me $2.99. The actual pack raft does not come with an oar, so be aware of that. All it comes with is a compression sack and a pipe to connect from the compression sack or the pump sack to the raft. Time to secure that to that. I'll be using the OEX dry bag. Now it's in the dry bag, all I've got to do is put the OEX dry bag on the front using the straps. Dry bag attached, I'm good and ready to go. Right, let's go launch. Bear with us, this is quite a little bit of a steep one. That's a lot steeper than I thought. Right, just a quick check, I haven't left anything behind. And like I said, it's a bit of a steep one. I may actually get a bit wet getting in here. And there's nothing to grab hold of. Let's go. That was fun. Pack raft launched. Let's go. Right, we're in. Wow. It's a pity I'm not going down that behind me, isn't it? Tiny rapids. In a minute, you'll be able to see what's behind me and what I'm having to work my way around, and you'll see the manoeuvrability of the raft. As you can see, the branches behind me. Oh no, 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 no. Don't want to go in thorns. No, no, no. Stay away from them. Let's give you a bit of front view. Actually just going with the flow of the river right now. Yes, I think this will either scrape my head or I'll just have to lean back. I think I possibly could have picked one of the worst little rivers to go down because it's tight. There is thorny bushes everywhere. They're not good. Pack's intact. Feels really stable actually. I actually love this pack raft. Aaron was trying to push me into getting this one for a while, but I think he's even more upset to know that I've got it with 100 quid off. Like I said, it's retailing at the moment at $2.99. 2 kilogram pack raft. Bearing in mind, it's going to be great for just being able to get across that lake that you don't want to go round. So, like I said, I'll stick the specs up here now with this this pack raft, and the size of it as well is, yeah, absolutely awesome. Now, I'm packed all my stuff into an Atoms pack. I think it was the 40 plus. It fitted perfectly, although I have actually got a new Atoms pack coming. Just got to wait the massive lead time of 11 weeks. So, you know, you pay for quality, you pay for time, and the time they put into their packs are brilliant. Just like the time that Decathlon has put into this pack raft, I think it's superb, the price and the money, and I think you'd be hard to find one for 300 quid in the sale any cheaper. Yeah. Durability, I ain't so sure about, I don't know. Like I said, this is possibly the first time I've been in it. Let's see if we can park up. Still a bit of a lower shelf. Right. This is going to be fun. Fun and funky fun. Like I said, there is no decent way of getting out. I ain't getting out onto rocks or anything. I'm getting out onto a slope that's a little bit high. There's nothing really to grab hold of. So we're just going to have to heave myself out onto the smud. Yeah, I did have to dig my hands in the mud to get out, but it's a small price to pay for a little bit of luxury. Right, remember I said about using my sit pad for multiple uses. This will be one, for being, it's quite durable, you see. So I want to be able to put it on the river side, dip my feet in there, sit on my own pad, dip my feet in, and wash my hands. I'm also going to show you something that didn't survive last time when I was out, but it is still living. So we're going to pitch this up and show you that it did survive, it is still alive, and I do love it still. Now, like I said, a few people were sceptical over the wind test that I did on the Naturehike Star River UL. Well, it's here today. I will show you that it survived. I will put it up. Let's have a look at it. No parts have been replaced. This is exactly the one that I had up the other week in the wind. Like I said, nothing has been replaced. Right, so just to show you the bit that bent like hell, this was the bit, in fact you can see a tiny curve there now, but I just bent it back into place. Very resilient tent. The bit that I thought snapped, this bit, as you can see there's a bend there, but what happened was when the wind caught it, it totally span round and slapped against the floor. But the tent is fine, I will still use it, and for what it did in that wind and still come back, I'm surprised. Like I said, sit pad or OneTigris cushion, multiple uses. Out of the kayak, into the tent, use it as your seat. Now, I'm going to have a brewski using the old Wakeiko. If you haven't seen these or you haven't got one, invest, because if you like coffee on the move, it's possibly just take the pods with you. If you're on a day out, take the pods with you. I like mine nice and strong. Just enjoy yourself. Right. If you've made excess water and you don't want your brew too strong, tip a bit more water into your lungi or whatever cup you're using and indulge. Oh, look at that lovely coffee going in there. Me, I like my strength nice and strong. I tell you, it's been the best Saturday weather this year. I've sacked off going into work for overtime, giving myself some me time. While I'm doing this, there is something that I've managed to conquer, which is my plantar fasciitis. And funny enough, through all the pain I went through with physio and everything else, I managed to crush it by walking properly. So when I mean walking properly, I mean rolling your foot and using your toes to stretch off permanently all the time. I've got size 12 feet and I'm not using my toes and bending them. And funny enough, using that actually helped my plantar fasciitis. Okay, a nice frothy coffee out of the Wakako. There's always someone coming along, isn't there? There's always a nosy kid. All right, what I'm going to do is, now you've seen the tent working, obviously it wasn't before, it broke, fixed it. I should always take one of those little poles, you know, just in case you have a snap pole. But it works fine now. I do love this tent. Great for summer hiking. Yeah. And as for the Packraft, wow, what a good piece of kit. Right, so what I had in the pack when I was in the Packraft was literally my normal wild camping kit for a one night. Didn't bring any food with me, but I'm sure I could fit some in there with slightly a bigger pack. Like I said, I'm using the Atoms 40 plus, but I could still, with the Y strap on the Atoms pack, still be able to put the ITIWIT Packraft on it. And to be honest, I didn't even notice the weight difference. I've brought out all my brew kit, a full bottle of water. Oh dear. Wow, well that was a little visit from the landowner. I'm just saying goodbye. Yes, Landover's vehicle going past. Now I've just been chatting to him about the state of the river and the amount of crap that's in it. And he's in, you know, he says he comes down here every week, tries to pull up, because apparently the river that I'm on is like a central point for all the crap that comes in. But like I said, farmer there, I was polite, he was polite. I said I'm not stopping here tonight, and he was quite happy with that. So just speak to him nicely, move on, the usual stuff. Now what he's doing now is he's going over to the, I don't know if you can see that over there, is that his car? He's going over to the central bit where all the rivers combine and they flush, all the crap comes through, so the poor guy has to deal with it. Well, anyway, I'm gonna get this tent down. I don't want to stop on his land too long. Pitch up all my stuff, get it in the pack raft and crack on. So we're going to see that fun bit of me trying to get back in the pack raft. Let's get this tent down, shall we? Now, as I said before, it was full of hints, tips and tricks. Guy lines always get tangled up with each other. So I like to tie them up. And if you've got little girls like I have, then use your hairband that your kids have got, tie them around the guidelines. That way they sit in a bunch and you can be off as quickly than you think. Like I said, using a child's hairband is possibly the best thing you can use. Better than an elastic band, isn't it? I think that's got to be the second time I've ever been approached by a landowner. And even the first time that I got caught, I was so, you've just got to be polite. You know, just say, yeah, you're prepared to move off straight away. You're doing exactly what they say. Simplest thing is kiss their ass. You know, how much you want to think you're not on their land, you are. You're the one that's the nuisance. And they're never going to see it any other way either. So, best thing you can do is get off their land as soon as possible and go and pitch somewhere else. Just be polite. Don't fight a fight that's not worth fighting. You know, in the eyes of the law, it's theirs. You're just fighting a losing battle by trying to argue a case. Anyway, I digress. Like I said, the tent still lives. Oh, and my AirPad does. Obviously, take it out the tent because I'll be using that as my sit pad for when I go back into the Packraft. Like I said, pays to be honest and courteous. Right, even had my sleeping bag in here, you know, I was ready for a night. When you're going to get moved off the land, what's the point in winding someone else up, you know? The only other people I like to upset and annoy is either management at work. Right, let's get a shifty on. Right, get this back in its place. I haven't actually used the GoPro because, to be honest, I've never really liked the GoPro. Obviously, like I said, after chatting with the landowner, I'm going to move on quite happily. I've only come out to test this Packraft today and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Would I like to do a longer journey? Yes. The scary bit is getting back in. And like I said, it's nice if you're coming up to a shore, but if you're coming up to a step where you need to climb out, that's a little bit iffy. Right, let's put the backpack back in the dry bag. I don't know what litre this bag is. I just don't know. Leave it open for a couple of seconds, get all the air out of it while I'm strapping it down. Right, let's get Mr. Into it. Let's just check. Do my usual. Haven't left anything behind. Right, let's get her in. I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. Like I said, it's got a nice little stretch of river here. Should we bang something up? Trying to deal with it from a height. Right, nothing left. Falling another two. I'll tell you what, I could have done this when I was going down that aqueduct down in Daventry. I think it was like, oh hang on, there's a big sticking up there. That was fun. That was a 2K tunnel in pitch black. That was fun. Oh. Like a little tree house in there. It's actually quite surprised how fast the Packraft can go, to be honest. Obviously when you're only doing it on your own, you've got no weight but yourself and your pack. Trying to find your way out, it's horrendous. This is a proper dirty old Riviera. Oh, beautiful sun going down. So yeah, this is my first Packraft experience. It's actually quite nice. Although what's coming up is a lot of mush to get through. I need to keep clear of that tree. Oh no, that's a big spiky one, isn't it? Alright. Sometimes you just got to use the sides to navigate through. Right, found a bit. I'm going to get out here, deflate the Packraft, put the Packraft back on my backpack, and I think I've got about 2 mile hike back. So, yeah. Not clean again. So yeah, definitely going to get dirty. Get a little drag out. Right, we'll deflate this and get on our way. Obviously I'm going to need a pack. Otherwise, I'm going to be walking back with a raft. Sit pad. Deflate. Yes, I did come to a dirty river. Not the best. That is probably the best durable sit pad I've ever come across. Obviously I'm not going to show you, but if I want to go home, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a jet hose on it, give it a good rinse down, pack it all away nice and safely when it's dry. Right, easy pack away, fold into the centre on both sides. And then squeeze all the air out as much as possible. Put the into it, back into the compression bag. Alright, that's where the Packraft was, that's where all my kit was. Just rolled it all up, stuffed it in my backpack, and I'm off. Get back onto that canal and walk down that towards my car. So, the 2 kilogram Decathlon ITIWIT Packraft. My views on it, absolutely awesome. And you even got to see that my Star River did survive. Yeah, I can't wait to do a nice epic few days pack rafting and hiking. Would be quite fun, I think. That's the pack raft on the back, fits perfectly. That's just sitting on top of my AIRMATS Pack 40 plus. Not bad, is it? And as for my interruption from the landowner, polite is the best way. Say you're moving on, because it's not worth messing them around and yourself. You know you got to go.